Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Evan Wagner on camera tonight as we are here for Southeastern Suns and Rushville-Industry Rockets Volleyball on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Just about ready for the varsity contest. The JV contest went 25-11, 25-19 in favor of the Suns. Morgan Wilcox, the star of the show in that one. At least from the service line. She had 15 service points, including 5 aces for the Southeastern Suns in the victory. For the Rockets, they were led by Becca Lewis, who had 2 service points and 3 kills, and Elliott Hood, who had 5 service points, including an ace and 2 kills in the losing effort. As we get ready to go tonight with the national anthem, I do believe Tegan Rigg is going to sing it again tonight. She's not with her teammates, so I'm going to guess that's what that means. So we'll turn it up and let you folks hear that at home. So Tegan Rigg with the national anthem as we get ready for the starting lineups tonight here for the varsity contest. And Mr. Rigg will have those lineups. Dylan Esther, number 21. Number 4, Elizabeth Corley. Number 23, Charlie Gerlman. Number 22, Tana Trone. Number 25 is Caitlin Vogler. Number 5 is Caitlin Fleck. And libero, number 3, Taylor Armstrong. Usual suspects for Rushville-Industry. Looks like the same will be said for the Southeastern Suns as well. Gracie Arthur will be the libero. Kara Stevens will start, the freshman. Amanda Stevens. Kenzie Griswold, number 15. She is a sophomore. Abigail Schaefer, number 4, the lone senior starter. Amanda Stevens, a junior. Savannah Ramsey as a junior. Number 12, Riley Van Fleet is actually a senior also. And Gracie Arthur is a junior. Those will be the starters. And Arthur is the libero for the Southeastern Suns. Busy week for Southeastern. They got Q&D tomorrow night and then West Prairie on Wednesday night. John Burton will be here tomorrow night for the Southeastern Suns Q&D game here in Augusta.
Gracie Arthur preparing to come in for Riley Van Fleet, I do believe. The usual case. Armstrong will come in for Caitlin Vogler, I believe. Maybe Tana Trone, actually, it looks like. No, Tana's just over there talking to her. And it would appear that the Suns will serve first, as Kara Stevens comes back to serve for Southeastern. As we're ready to go here from Southeastern High School, the Suns and the Rockets are underway. Armstrong with the serve receive, and then Gerlman is going to start things off with a kill for the Rockets. Great pass, great set, and a great kill for the Rockets to give them a 1-0 lead. Charlotte Gerlman gets her first kill. And going back to serve is Dylan Esther, number 21. Amanda Stevens is dug by Corey. And then a passing error drops it to a side out. And Kinsey Griswold coming back to serve for the Suns. Tied at 1 here early in set number 1. That was Esther. Middle, it goes to Gerlman. Dug by Arthur. Be tipped across by Trone. Ramsey's there. Middle to Stevens. Dug by Armstrong. Going to come outside to Elizabeth Corey. She's going to be dug. It's going to go off the hands of Kinsey Griswold. A kill for Elizabeth Corey. Her first. The senior gets the kill and the side out for the Rockets. Going back to serve for the Rockets. Going to be number 24, Delaney Meyer. She served several great rotations in the Lady Suns Classic earlier this year. Stevens, Schaefer to Stevens. It's dug up. A free ball comes across. Ramsey's there. Will be pushed across by Abigail Schaefer, and she'll get the kill. Her first. And she'll come back to serve now with her team tied at 2. Esther with the dig. Bump set by Trone. Blocked by Riley Van Fleet. Schaefer, Stevens to Van Fleet. Tipped across, dug up by Armstrong. Comes out to Elizabeth Corey, and she hits it deep and out. First lead of the match for the Suns. Abigail Schaefer gets the first service point of the match for Southeastern. She's got the only kill and the only point. And there's a let serve. It's dug up by Gerlman. It's going to come out to Vogler. That's Devin Vogler. There's Ramsey on the attack. Middle it comes now to Gerlman. Stevens out to Ramsey. Ramsey deep right corner off Armstrong. Savannah Ramsey gets the kill. Her first, second point for Abigail Schaefer. And the Suns lead by 2, 4-2. Schaefer jumps serve, goes middle. Esther's there. Tracked down by Trone. Pushed across by Gerlman. Van Fleet stuck an arm up and got to it. Nobody else could get there following that, though. Gerlman will give her a kill. That'll be her second. And I do believe she's back to serve now for the Rockets. That she is. As her team trailing by 1, 4-3. Armstrong will come back in for her after the service as we're checking on maybe rotation there. I'm not real sure what they were doing. Deep serve. Ramsey's there. Schaefer back set Stevens. Stevens cross court off the arm of a diving. Can't see who that was over there. Might have been Trone. It was Trone. Stevens gets her first kill, and she'll be back to serve now. And trouble brought up, but it's going to come across. A point for Amanda Stevens. And the Suns extend it to a 3-point lead, 6-3.
Devin Vogler with the attack. Stevens sets to Kara Stevens. Pushed across. Schaefer's there. Amanda Stevens. Kara Stevens. Kill for Kara Stevens, the freshman. Gets the set from her sister, the junior, and Kara Stevens gets her first point. Amanda Stevens gets her second service point. 7-3 the score. Trone. Tipped across. Stevens comes down to get it. Abigail Schaefer bump set. Ramsey bumps it across. There's the attack by Vogler. Van Fleet to Kara Stevens. Off the block. It's going to be dug up. Over it comes. Comes back over again. Stevens back set to Van Fleet. Van Fleet dug. Trone tracks it down. She gives something usable or partially usable to Devin Vogler, but she grabs it with both hands and throws it into the net. A hitting error, and Amanda Stevens gets another service point. And it's 8-3, a 5-point lead for the Suns. And trouble on the serve. It's an ace for Amanda Stevens, and probably a timeout coming shortly, and there it is. First ace of the match. The Rockets take a timeout. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back right after this to Augusta, Illinois for Lady Suns and Rockets volleyball here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH. You know, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School. Amanda Stevens has served 4 straight, and her team leads 9-3 now, and she'll go back to serve one more time here as the junior lighten things up a little bit at the service line now. Back set. And a big-time hit by Devin Vogler. She'll get the kill, her first. She's a freshman, folks. She's going to be around a while. And the side out for the Rockets. And Trone back serving. There's Griswold. Somebody was in the net. Kara Stevens was in the net. 5 points now. Trone gets the service point. First offensive point of the match for the Rockets, Back set to Ramsey. Trouble by Trone off the back wall. Savannah Ramsey is going to get her second kill of the set. And she'll come back to serve now with her team up 10-5. Savannah Ramsey still working her way back from an ACL injury she suffered in softball. Schaefer, Stevens, Griswold dug by Armstrong. It's going to be Vogler again on attack. Nice dig by Ramsey. Stevens, back row attack, Schaefer, deep and out. A hitting error for the senior and a side out for the Rockets. Going back to serve, going to be number 25, Caitlin Vogler. She is a junior. Schaefer, Amanda Stevens, Kinsey Griswold. Armstrong had the dig. Trone tracked it down. Schaefer, Stevens, Van Fleet. I'm not sure if that was who that was supposed to really go to, but it was right above Amanda Stevens, and Van Fleet was able to get to it and knock it across. Zoe Griswold is going to check in. Van Fleet takes a seat on the passing error by the Rockets, and Griswold, who served very good against Macomb, is in to serve now for the Suns. And that's a hitting error out of bounds deep, and Griswold will get her first service point of the match. Griswold, another of the seniors on the Southeastern Suns squad. 3 of them, in fact, is what they have. And so Elizabeth Corey, a great job of keeping that alive. Stevens going to go to Abigail Schaefer, drives one home, but a great dig by Armstrong. Down the line, Ramsey's there. Went up and got the speaker, and Abigail Schaefer drove that home, and Armstrong, a great dig back there, a side out
to the Rockets. Going back to serve, going to be number 2, Addie Green, another great server for the Rockets. Schaefer's going to tip that. Oh, what a dig by Vogler over on the far side. Gerlman sends it across. Amanda Stevens back to Kinsey Griswold, and Gerlman blocks that one out. Kinsey Griswold's going to get the kill. That's her first. Kara Stevens back to serve now with her team up by 6. A short serve, an overpass, and Amanda Stevens is going to take advantage. Going to eat that one up and throw it down. Amanda Stevens gets her second kill. Kara Stevens gets her first service point, and it's 14-7 Suns. Right side down the line, Gerlman's there. Tipped across by Corey. Now drove down by Amanda Stevens, and 2 kills in a row for Amanda Stevens. And it's 15-7. Kara Stevens gets her second. Jason Arthur, hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're not working too hard. Schaefer to Griswold, tipped across. Gerlman, dug by Gracie Arthur, speak of the devil. Here's Stevens on the attack, deep and out, left side. A hitting error for Amanda Stevens, and it's a side out for the Rockets. Coming in to serve for the Rockets, going to be number 21, Dylan Esther. The senior served in first for the Rockets. Ramsey, Schaefer, Stevens off the block, and down it goes. Off the block of Gerlman, and Amanda Stevens gets her 4th kill. Kinsey Griswold coming back to serve now. Gerlman, dug by Griswold. Off the ceiling, couldn't do anything with it. Gerlman is hitting the ball really, really well tonight. That's her 3rd. Her and Vogler are really taking some shots at the Suns defense. 16-9, and coming back in to serve is going to be number 24, Delaney Meyer, the junior for the Rockets. A lot of substitutions for the Rockets. Ramsey, Schaefer, Stevens, cross court and in. Amanda Stevens gets her 5th kill. Abigail Schaefer back to serve now with the Suns up 17-9. Nicole Arthur watching as well. Thanks for joining us. Gerlman, dug by Schaefer. Stevens goes to get it. Van Fleet's going to hit it across. Armstrong's there. Trone sets near side to Vogler. Blocked and then dug. Stevens going to drive it home. Amanda Stevens coming to life here late in set number 1. She's got 6 kills. Abigail Schaefer's got 3 points and another timeout charged to the Rockets. We'll keep it here this time and tell you that this game being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original local sports bar, Sports Corner at 124. With a focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Pawn Adams Experts, looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. So 18-9 here in set number 1. Suns with the lead, and Abigail Schaefer with the serve still for the Suns. She has served 3 points so far in this set. That's a short serve, dropped just past the net. Schaefer, Stevens, Armstrong was right there and dug it up. Nice pass, Trone now. Vogler's blocked by Stevens. Amanda Stevens gets the first block of the match. Schaefer gets her 5th point. And it's 19-9. The jump serve, short again. Trone, middle to Gerlman. Dug off the arms of Van Fleet, but out of bounds. Gerlman took a little off that one to get the side out. That's her 4th kill.
And she'll go back to serve now. She did not serve a service point in her first service, but she'll give it a whirl here. From her right side of the court, defensive left. To the middle it comes. Ramsey. Middle to Stevens, and she hit that one a little long. No, she didn't. It landed in. And another kill for Amanda Stevens. Give her 7 in set number 1 here. As Zoe Griswold's checking in a little early for Van Fleet this time. A little action in the front row as Amanda Stevens goes back to serve. She's got 5 service points. Battle at the net. Trone knocks it up with one arm. Esther, now it's going to be Stevens. Quick to Kara Stevens. Off of Armstrong to the ceiling. Oh, a good job getting there by Delaney Meyer. Zoe Griswold with the tip. It's going to come back across. Out to Savannah Ramsey. Trone digs it up. Armstrong. Out to Devin Vogler. Back row attack by Schaefer. Ducked by Armstrong. Trone sets near side to Vogler again. Through the block of Kara Stevens and Zoe Griswold. And Devin Vogler gets her second kill. And Tana Trone going back to serve. Griswold's there. Stevens, Schaefer, Meyer. That's blocked. Schaefer's there. That was an attack by Fleck. Kara Stevens is dug in the back row by Meyer. Italy Ford with the set there. It was Devin Vogler. Now Schaefer's going to push another one right to Meyer. Italy Ford. Vogler. Ramsey. Back to Ramsey from Amanda Stevens. What a dig over there by Meyer again. That's 3 digs in a row for Meyer. Stevens back to Zoe Griswold. She tips it across. Italy Ford. Armstrong. Vogler again. Schaefer now. It's going to be Amanda Stevens to Kara Stevens. Into the net, a hitting air, and a point for the Rushville-Industry Rockets. As they cut it to 8. Tana Trone gets her second service point. Into the net, a service error, and side out back to the Suns. I don't know if I missed one or not, but according to no, I guess I didn't. That is just 2 service points for the Rockets here in this set. They're up to 12 points, but they've only got 2 points on the offensive side of the net. Italy Ford sets middle to Fleck. Fleck is blocked by Kara Stevens. Stevens to Kinsey Griswold, dug by Armstrong, but that's nothing doing on that. A kill for Kinsey Griswold and a point for Savannah Ramsey. (22-12), and Devin Vogler hits that one into the net. 23-12. Savannah Ramsey into the net. Service error, checking in for the Rockets. Going to be Caitlin Vogler. And into the front row is Elizabeth Corey. Caitlin Vogler back to serve. 23-13. Griswold, Amanda Stevens, Zoe Griswold, deep left. It's dug, and it's going to fall. Zoe Griswold is going to get the kill. Her first. And a side out and set point for the Suns, and Zoe Griswold at the service line. Down. Italy Ford tips it across. Amanda Stevens. Ramsey sets Abigail Schaefer. Tana Trone now is going to set. No, it was Italy Ford, excuse me. Amanda Stevens out to Abigail Schaefer again. Off the block, dug by Armstrong. Ford sets near side to Corey. It's going to be Schaefer. Back set to Kinsey Griswold. Dug back there in the back row. Italy Ford, that was Trone. And a hitting air into the net by Elizabeth Corey is how things are going to end. 25-13. And Zoe Griswold gets her second service point. And set number 1 goes to the Suns, 25-13. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School. As you can see, 25-13, a set one win for the Suns. This game being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, and video games, as well as tools, located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb, between Erico and Taco Bell. And Ron Elby Auto Sales, with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. As we get ready to go here with set number 2, and it will be Dylan Esther serving things up for the Rockets to start things off. Stevens tipped across Schaefer. Stevens tips it across. Hit a couple times. We bumped across and out. Point one goes to the Suns, and Kinsey Griswold is going to come back to serve first in this one. Change the rotation up a smidge. Sort of. The rotation's the same. It's just they start in the same spot. So that means Kara Stevens will serve last instead of first. Schaefer, middle to Stevens, tips it down and in. A kill for Amanda Stevens. Give her 8. And Kinsey Griswold gets her first service point. Armstrong, Trone, back set. Set it to the wrong team. Amanda Stevens said thank you very much and drives that one home as well. 9 kills for Amanda Stevens. And it's 3-0. A second straight point from Kinsey Griswold. Short serve. Armstrong goes to get it. Elizabeth Core now again set to the wrong side of the net, and Abigail Schaefer drives one home. She gets another kill. It's her second. 2 straight sets to the wrong side of the net for the Rockets. And that's a really good hitting Southeastern Suns team to be doing that. Kara Stevens tracks one down. Kinsey Griswold sends a free ball across. Gerlman goes to get it. Trone sets outside to Corey. And Elizabeth Corey is going to get the kill to stop the bleeding for the Rockets. She'll go out. And Addie Green will come in to serve for the Rockets with her team down 4-1. Gerlman gets the kill again. That's her 5th. Addie Green gets her first service point. And it's 4-2. Middle to Girlman off the block of Stevens. And another kill. It's 4-3. 6 kills now for Charlie Girlman. Amanda Stevens says stop that right about now as she gets her 10th kill. And Abigail Schaefer is going to come back to serve. 5-3, Suns with the lead, up 1-0. Schaefer's serve. She served 3 points. That's a short serve again. Over again, but this time it's out to Riley Van Fleet, and it's a side out to the Rockets. And Girlman's going back to serve. Armstrong goes out. Fleck comes in. Deep and out. Service air gives the ball back to the Suns. Stevens. Trouble for Green, but it's tracked down by Esther. Schaefer. Stevens. Stevens. Block. Doug. Trone pushes it across. Amanda Stevens goes to get it. Abigail Schaefer out to Ramsey. Tipped across. Doug up there. That was Vogler on the dig. It's tipped across. Van Fleet. Stevens back to Van Fleet. Tipped across. Armstrong goes down to get that one. What a dig by Armstrong. Now it's going to be Amanda Stevens. Schaefer out to Ramsey. Ramsey's dug back there by Esther. Now it's going to be Devin Vogler and a hitting error. Amanda Stevens gets the service point, her 6th. Green. Trone. Blocked and then tipped down, coming to get it. Tana Trone doing a good job of coming up to the net and getting that one. And knocking it down, Tana Trone gets her 1st kill. And she'll go back to serve now with her team trailing by 2, 7-5. Kinsey Griswold. Stevens out to Kara Stevens from the left side this time. Armstrong a nice dig. Green goes to get it. Pushed across by Vogler. Stevens. Back row attack Schaefer. Dug back there. It'll leave forward. It's going to be Armstrong sending a free ball across. Schaefer. Amanda Stevens. Kara Stevens through the block and down it goes. She went through the block of Fleck and Vogler and by Green for the kill. Kara Stevens gets her 2nd kill. And Savannah Ramsey comes back for the serve here for the Suns. Armstrong to Italy forward. Now it's going to be Fleck on the attack. Amanda Stevens is there. Schaefer out to Kinsey Griswold. Through the block. Dug by Kara Stevens. Tipped over by Kinsey Griswold on the 2nd touch. A kill for Kinsey Griswold, her 3rd. And a point for Savannah Ramsey, her 3rd. 9-5 Suns. Deep. Armstrong, she had to come back. It looked like it was going to float. It dropped short. Devin Vogler is blocked by Kara Stevens and Riley Van Fleet. Not going to sure which one of them got it, so I'll give one of them each a block. Ramsey got the point. And she got another one there on a passing error, and it's 11-5. Ramsey back to serve. Armstrong trouble. Vogler hits it across. Stevens. Now Kinsey Griswold on the attack and out just barely. 11-6. Caitlin Vogler coming in to serve for the Rockets. Down by 5 to the Suns here. Schaefer. Amanda Stevens back to Riley Van Fleet. It was Trone back there. Elizabeth Corey on the attack. Schaefer's there. Amanda Stevens goes to Kinsey Griswold. And Armstrong got an arm on it but couldn't bring it up good enough for a settable dig. And it's going to be a kill for Kinsey Griswold. She's got 4 now. And Zoe Griswold coming in to serve. Armstrong, Italy forward, bump set to
Elizabeth Corey. I'm not sure. I don't think that actually got over the net. Timeout charged to the Rockets. Call that a hitting error. Zoe Griswold gets her third service point. We'll take a quick break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Zoe Griswold back to serve again as we come back from the break, and it's a service error, and she'll take a seat. Gracie Arthur will come in, and it will be a side out to the Rockets, and going back to serve will be Delaney Meyer. She had a great little run of digs in the last set, not enough to help her team get the win, but Abigail Schaefer off the block of Girlman gets the kill. Abigail Schaefer up to 3 kills now. Kara Stevens back to serve for the Suns. Suns up by 7, 14-7. There's a nice pass to Ford. It's going to be pushed across by Corey. Schaefer to Kinsey Griswold. It never got over the net. A hitting error into the stripe of the net. And it'll be a side out to the Rockets. Dylan Esther going back to serve now for the Rockets of Rushville-Industry, trailing still by 6 now after the side out. Ramsey, Schaefer, Amanda Stevens off the block of Girlman. And Trone, Amanda Stevens gets another kill. That's her 11th. Kinsey Griswold back to serve now. Trone sets to Girlman, dug up by Gracie Arthur, out to Ramsey. That was a touch. No, it was in anyway. Doesn't matter. Ramsey gets the kill. It's 16-8. Savannah Ramsey with her 3rd kill. Kinsey Griswold gets her 4th service point. And a service error to go along with it. 16-9. Addie Green in to serve. Devin Vogler into the front row. Thanks for joining us, Chad Derry. Schaefer quick to Stevens. Off Doug. It's going to be pushed across by Vogler. And I'm not real sure what happened there. Called her to it. It was Girlman, I think, or Vogler took a swing at it and then had to lift it because she missed it. Schaefer back to serve on the side out, 17-9. Abigail Schaefer, another nice serve. It's dug up, though, and it's going to be bumped across by Vogler. Quick to Stevens, and that never got across either. I don't think that ever got above the net. Side out to the Rockets, and Garrelman going back to serve. Fleck coming in. Delaney Meyer going out. Griswold, Schaefer. Again, little just not in sync. Those two are not right now. It's Van Fleet got a block right there. We'll give Van Fleet the block. That's her 2nd. Riley Van Fleet has had some attacks. Hasn't got a kill yet, but she has got some blocks. And Amanda Stevens drives one hard and low. Fleck to Vogler. Schaefer's there. Stevens quick to Kara Stevens. Armstrong's dug. Vogler's going to push it across. Schaefer there again. Amanda Stevens tips it across. Oh, it's going to be tipped one-hand set to Van Fleet. It's dug, pushed across by Vogler. And now it's going to be pushed across. I'm not sure who got that, actually. Stevens again. Schaefer now out to Ramsey. On her 4th kill. She's not going to get it there. Armstrong now to Vogler, and they say it was blocked, and I don't think that got over the net either. It's going to be Ramsey. Armstrong, a great dig. Vogler again on the attack. Schaefer's there. Stevens going to push that one across, and Devin Vogler is going to get called for the lift.
Stevens is going to get the service point. Her 7th. 19-10. Blocked. Nope, never got blocked because it didn't get over. A second touch is called. It's 20-10. Stevens gets her 8th service point. Green, Fleck on the attack. Schaefer's there. Amanda Stevens back to Riley Van Fleet. And Riley Van Fleet sticks with it and gets her first kill of the night. 21-10. Stevens gets a 9th service point. Leaves that one short. Tried to take something off of it and left it short. Back to serve is going to be Tana Trone with her team down by 10, 21-11. Trone serve. Griswold's there. Stevens to Stevens. Dug by Vogler, but it's way to the back of the gym. Kara Stevens is going to get her 3rd kill. And Savannah Ramsey is going to come back to serve with her team needing 3 points for the win. Fleck sends it across. Schaefer's there. Amanda Stevens to Kenzie Griswold. Armstrong, a nice dig. Italy forward to Devin Vogler. And off the block and down it goes anyway. Devin Vogler gets her 3rd kill. And a side out to the Rockets. Going back to serve is Caitlin Vogler, number 25. Yes, they have dug the ball very well tonight. That's an overpass, and Fleck is there for the kill. She gets her 2nd kill on the overpass, and Caitlin Vogler gets her first service point. You're right, Chad. They have done a good job defensively, just have faced too many. There's another overpass, and that one, though, is going to fall. 23-12. Zoe Griswold goes out. Riley Van Fleet comes in, or vice versa. Riley Van Fleet goes out. Zoe Griswold comes in. She served the last 2 of the first set. Or actually, she got the kill to get 24 and served point 23, but she's not going to get this one as Italy Ford's going to tip that one across and get the kill. Her first kill, the sophomore. And it's going to be Delaney Meyer coming in to serve with her team down 23-14. Griswold, Amanda Stevens. Schaefer jumped behind her and then a block by Girlman. Delaney Meyer gets the point. 23-15 now. Ramsey, Stevens, Schaefer off the net, dug up. Italy Ford's going to send it across. Stevens is there. Back to Schaefer on a second attack. It's dug again in the back row by Caitlin Vogler, but she got it too high into the net, or into the ceiling, excuse me. A side out. It's match point as Schaefer is going to get her 4th kill, and Kara Stevens is back to serve, completing the 2nd rotation through. Short serve, it's dug up, and it's going to be a free ball. It's going to get across. Amanda Stevens. Schaefer on his 2nd attack is going to get the kill. Amanda Stevens, I think, was setting that so she could get that, but Abigail Schaefer said, hey, that's a perfect set. I'm just going to hit it down, and she gets it. A kill, and Kara Stevens gets her 3rd service point, and that's how this one ends, 25-13, 25-15. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, with some stats and a word from Coach Kerr in just a couple minutes.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their health care.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you. And we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School as we get ready to give you some stats here. Not a lot of stats, but if I kept Diggs totals, there'd be a lot more of them for Rushville-Industry. They played pretty decent defense, really, I felt like, but doesn't show up in a stat sheet, at least the stats that I'm able to keep here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Italy Ford had a kill. Addie Green had a point. Elizabeth Corey had 2 kills. Devin Vogler had 3 kills, but man, she hit the ball a ton several times. It ended up getting dug. Tana Trone had 2 service points and a kill. Charlie Gerlman had a block, and she was touching a lot of balls. And 6 kills. She was hitting the ball very well early, especially. Delaney Meyer had a point, and Caitlin Vogler had a point. For the Southeastern Suns, 3 service points and a kill for Zoe Griswold. Abigail Schaefer, 3 service points and 5 kills. Savannah Ramsey, 5 service points and 3 kills, so they just went vice versa with each other. 2 blocks and a kill for Riley Van Fleet. 4 service points and 4 kills for Kenzie Griswold. Kara Stevens had 3 points, 3 kills, and a block. And Amanda Stevens, no surprise, the leader for the Suns, had what is a little bit of a surprise, the only ace of the match from what my stats show. Amanda Stevens had 9 service points, the only ace. And she had 11 kills and 1 block. Coach Kerr has found his way up here. I kind of wondered if Coach Kerr was going to find his way up here. He figured he was a little dejected after the Cubs found their way out of the playoffs. And I didn't say they didn't get in. They found their way out, I think.
Found their way out, but they're not going to lose tonight. I guarantee you that.
Well, that's the only good thing about the season being over,
true.
right? You don't have to worry about them losing anymore.
That's true.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rushville, 25-13, 25-15, looks like you guys controlled it, and you really did. But Rushville played pretty good defense, I thought, tonight.
They did some nice things. They've improved since the beginning of the year for sure. They took some nice swings at us and like you said, dug some balls and made us sweat a little bit. So they did a good job.
Gerlman and Vogler can rocket it pretty good when they get a good set, can't they?
Yeah, they can. Devin's my cousin. Devin Vogler is my cousin. She's a pretty good freshman. So
you're gonna be dealing with her a few years.
I know. Yeah.
Well, if she's your cousin, you thought you could have talked her into moving here or something.
For sure, definitely. Yeah. No, they do. They have a couple. You're right off the bat. First point of the match. They went up and smoked one down the line on us, and I don't think we were ready for that. So, but they did a good job, and pretty scrappy and played good defense, and good for them. I think they had a pretty good tournament. They got second in their tournament last weekend, so they're I think on the upswing right now. So,
you guys, Amanda Stevens leads the way, but Zoe Griswold had another good game. It's kind of fun watching Amanda set because she really spreads the ball around a lot. Yeah. She set Riley Van Fleet a lot tonight, she was going to set her until Riley got a kill.
Right, she did. She did. She does a good job. She's so strong, and her center of gravity is just so she's so solid, just so rock solid, and doesn't seem like she's ever out of position, and she's able to do that. So she did a good job getting the ball backside. That's something that we'd like to be able to use that a little bit more often. And Riley did a good job putting some balls down on the floor for us. And we got to find, like I told him after that first set, we got to find some offense during those 1 or 2 rotations when when our big guns are in the back row. And so that's one place we'll look for is on the right side with Riley and Savannah finally got a couple down there in the second set, and obviously Kara's just getting better and better, and we have a great setup with Abigail in the back row in the middle, and Amanda setting, and we give those girls a lot of opportunities. So they just need to figure out a way to put the ball on the floor for us, because you're not going to find a better combination of defense and setting than we have right there on that rotation.
Savannah Ramsey's 3 kills, I think, might be the best that I've seen her have, and she really – I know she's never going to be a huge kill person for you guys, but she seems to be getting more and more comfortable with that knee.
Yeah, I think so. And I was a little worried tonight. I actually talked to her a little bit. When we got ready to run out, she was over with the trainer, and so I asked her, is your knee hurting a little bit more than usual or what? And I found out afterwards that she had a blister from homecoming on her foot. So
darn shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Those high heels, but no.
They get me every time, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. But no, like you said, she's just so solid for us, and it's been so important for us. Having the year that we're having right now is getting her back, and we've talked about that already. But offensively, she doesn't get up as much as she used to be able to, and then that's definitely a hindrance for her to be as effective as she wants to be, and we want her to be. But being solid and making the right plays and playing good defense is pretty darn important, especially when we have some other weapons. So, she's going to be out there, and we're going to go with her because she's our girl.
And she's a spark plug for you too.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as anything else, even if she's not having a big hitting game or whatever, she's a definite spark plug. The person we haven't talked much about this year, and she doesn't play as a libero as much as some teams' liberos, Gracie Arthur. She's done some good things for you too, and she did a couple good things tonight, it felt like.
Yeah, Gracie's such a great kid. She tries really hard, and she is, a sneaky good athlete, and just in terms of quick and just really, really, a fast player. And sometimes she gets into a little bit of a hurry, and sometimes that actually works against her. But, there's times when she makes plays that no one else on the floor can make just because of her athleticism and her quickness. And she's just gotten more solid every year that she's played through the program. And it's good to see her out on the floor, giving Riley a break. And it's a very important piece for us. Like you said, we don't talk about her a lot, but got to have 6 out there, and she definitely solidifies our defense when she's out there, especially when we can play her on the right side and in the back, and just sort of go chase balls and be athletic and try to keep the ball off the floor.
Big week for you guys this week. A whole lot of stuff going on. You jokingly said to me you're going to get sick of seeing us this week. These weeks fun for you, miserable for you? Are they good for the team? I mean, the opponents are good for the team, I think, but are they when they're stacked like that?
Yeah, it's our schedule is kind of lopsided, and we go, and then the last 2 weeks we've kind of had some breaks. We've had that 8-day break, and then we haven't played since Macomb, so we've had several days off again, and we're entering one of those stretches where we play a lot, and anytime you have those tournaments at the end of the week and the weekend, that's going to pile games on, and as far as I think it's a good balance for us in terms of, playing tough teams kind of spread out, but at the same time, tonight, this week we've got, 2 really good ones coming up with Notre Dame and West Prairie. So, I don't know, you kind of ramp up your expectations and ramp up your competition throughout the year, and you want to be playing good volleyball at the end of the season. And I think there's a kind of a balance there, sometimes. We've contemplated getting that tournament that Notre Dame hosts at the end of the season, and it's the weekend before regionals. And you see the Breeze Modern Days and some people like that, and I don't necessarily think it's a great. You can argue that you're seeing good competition and you're going to get better that way, but you're also potentially getting your brains beat in. And sometimes just being able to win games and pile on wins isn't enough confidence for you, especially at at our level. So. This is a good test. This is what we really need. We finally are relatively healthy. Amanda's playing middle for us and playing well, and everyone else is doing their thing. So we've kind of settled into this rotation. Hopefully we can. And I don't know what it is. It might be that we've had those times off. So to answer your question, we'll find out. We'll find out. Obviously with wins and losses, we'll find out if it's been good for us, and we'll also find out once you start stacking games on top of one another. One a night's not necessarily that big of a deal because she's going to practice, or we're going to practice, Savannah or whoever, and Abigail's got the shin splints going on still. So one a night's fine. It's a little bit mentally grueling when you play good competition multiple nights in a row. But the thing we're going to really figure out where we are is, this weekend we play 5 matches in one day, and I don't know that necessarily we have the bodies for that right now in terms of being able to sustain playing at a high level for that many times in a given day. So we look at our schedule over there, and we've got to make some decisions on are we going to sit some players out? Does it make sense? Is it
worth wasting a player
exactly,
for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Do we play them into five matches in a row in a given day? I think probably the answer to that might be no. So we'll just have to look and kind of see who we're playing against, and obviously, at this point, you start looking at postseason stuff and looking at matchups and looking at trying to get healthy, and we definitely don't want to go through a stretch where we had like we had a couple weekends ago at New Berlin, where we're having to sit people and if that means sit people in crucial games, if we have to sit people in pool play and try to get to the championship round and then play everybody, and then that so be that. But just it's hard to and the kids want to play, even the ones that are hurt, they want to play all the time, and it's just hard to know what's the right thing to do, because you want to stay fresh, you want to keep them sharp, you want to give them an opportunity to play the game that they love, but at the same time, it's still there's still a little bit of we call it load management type of thing that you just have to consider, and I don't know, we'll see how it kind of plays out, and hopefully we can get through. We've got 2 weekends in a row of a bunch of games, and then we kind of slow down a little bit again for postseason, and hopefully we'll be ready for all of that.
Well, everybody knows Notre Dame's going to be good. I think maybe West Prairie surprised some people. I mean, they almost beat Unity, who beat you, right?
Yeah, right. Right.
And they played not so well against Macomb very early in the season, but I think they've come around, and they're not a bad volleyball team.
No, they're a nice team, actually. They've got a lot of good pieces, and they've got Welsh girl. They've got a superstar over there, and Madeline's a really good setter, and so there's definitely some concern when you're playing those guys, because they know how to play the game, and Caleb's done a good job, and Drew and those guys to kind of carry on what Terry started and has been going for 1,000 years, and a lot of that same stuff is still apparent when you watch them play, and they're definitely a handful for sure. So we obviously have the biggest dog in the area right now tomorrow, and then once we can survive that, whatever that looks like, obviously we want to compete, and you're not a competitor if you don't think you have at least a puncher's chance. Yeah, exactly. Chance, right? One of those things, and they've got so many weapons, and we'll talk about that tomorrow too. But just being able to compete at that level will be nice for us if we're able to do that, and then. Either way, it doesn't, obviously if we were able to, do really well and, win or, go 3 or play really well against them and you feel like we're right in the game, that gives us a lot of confidence. But, again, like you said, you got to go right back to the drawing board the next night against West Prairie, and, they want nothing more than to beat us. I guarantee you that. So, two definite, tests for us in the next 48 hours, and hopefully we can pass those tests and then move on and just continue to, pile up wins, and more importantly, just pile up, experience and, camaraderie and just being able to go out there and make that big push we want to make in the postseason.
Well, it's got to be nice. I mean, you're playing a big 2A school, a little bigger than you, but it's got to be nice to have that. When you play West Prairie on Wednesday, it's an oranges or an apple kind of matchup, right? I mean, you're playing a good team that's the same size as you. You get to actually base yourself a little bit from that, right?
Sure. Yeah, no question.
I mean, you look into those kind of games, and we talk about the tournament at the beginning. You're being that way, right?
Yeah.
When you can get good teams against your size that you're going to see,
right,
you can really gauge yourself a little bit from those, right?
Yeah, no question. And you look at just the opportunity to. Win games like that, and it's last couple of years we've felt like that, in terms of Class A, not only the postseason but the regular season, we've been able to, establish and maintain some dominance, and that's a good feeling to have. I used to tell the girls that, you want to be able to be a Lady Sun volleyball player and have a lot of wins and year after year after year. So when you walk down the Quincy Mall, you have your Lady Suns volleyball. Well, I don't know if anyone walks down the Quincy Mall except for the walkers anymore, but you get the point. You have a little bit of pride in the the name on your chest, and there's something to be said about all those college football teams have those bragging rights games and things like that. Just being able to say we beat West Prairie 3 years in a row, or we beat Menden's got us right now. 2 years ago we beat Menden 3 times, but now they've got us the last few times, last year and this year. So, hopefully we'll be able to right that ship a little bit at some point if it arises in postseason. But definitely being able to look and kind of feel like you're on a kind of a level playing field, and obviously. We won't get into the non-boundary schools and things like that, but it's definitely something that it's definitely intriguing, and year after year, and that's something that I know Terry had to feel great about herself. For so many years, she was just so much better than everybody else, and I think for whatever reason, the level of competition, the floor has been raised, immensely. We talked about that at the beginning of the year too. There's not a lot of bad teams anymore. Even with this Rushville team tonight, too. I don't know what their record is, but they
for years
they did some nice things. Yeah.
Rushville was never known as a volleyball school for a long time, and that's a team of girls that can play some volleyball.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a definite plus. So one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you two, but I'll just save you. I'll just ask. Actually, I got to ask you both.
All right.
So the first one is you talk about walking down the mall.
Yeah.
You can tell how good you are by how many people don't like your shirt when you're walking down the mall. That's the way I think.
That's true.
I mean, if you win all those bragging rights matches, there's a lot of people who say, I never liked that team when I was in high school.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a great point. We always say that every night we're going to get other teams' best because they want to beat us, and that kind of goes along with that philosophy. So, yeah, you're exactly right on that.
Okay. Did you get a deer Sunday?
I did not get a deer Sunday. We shot at one. We, being my son, shot at one, and we were not able to apprehend the deer. So I don't know. He
couldn't apprehend the culprit. Huh?
Yeah, he's not sure if he hit it or not. So I don't know. It was really warm, but it was a good night. It was a good morning, and we went out morning before church. We also went out in the evening too. So it was nice to get back out in the timber and kind of just relax. And you could be surprised how many things you think about when you're out there. Just you and the squirrels, and all those things. So
the turkeys,
everything. So
this weekend will be a lot better for that if you can find it like Sunday morning maybe or something like that.
Should be. Yeah, we've got the tournament on Saturday, but my son's got he's got youth season this weekend too, so he'll be able to go do that, and hopefully he'll get a big one. He didn't get a buck last year, so hopefully he'll be able to get a big one this year. And he loves it, and I love going with him. And it's funny. I've got 3 older girls, and Carson's my only son, and he's a junior in high school. And I was literally the other night I was getting ready to fall asleep, and on my pillow I started crying because I thought, man, 2 more years, and then he's out, and is he going to be able to be around to do hunting with us anymore and all that stuff? So
better talk him into going to Western or something.
Just something like that, yeah.
So you can hunt while he's in college.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know. It'll definitely be different, but he's a pretty good kid, and he's doing some. He's more of a baseball player, and he's gonna probably try to play basketball, but he's got my genetics, and so that's gonna fight against him his whole basketball career. But he doesn't do a bad job as a pitcher, and does a pretty good job as a baseball player. He's got a 4.0 GPA and a good kid, and I think I just had a substitute teacher today tell me about how polite he was, and that's more important than any of those other things too. So he's a good dude.
Well, that poor kid doesn't have a choice, though. I mean, he has to be polite because not only does he get it at school, if he's not polite, he gets it when he gets home, right?
That's a fact.
For anybody keeping score at home, when Coach Kerr says he started crying on his pillow, he's probably telling the truth.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
No, it's kind of a deal. Evan hasn't got the staying out of the net thing quite figured out, has he?
He doesn't.
So, well, Coach, I'll let you go before they tear your net down.
All right, that sounds
All
good.
right, thanks Coach. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
That's Coach Kerr talking to us on the postgame show. That'll do it from Southeastern High School, 25-13, 25-15. Suns get the varsity win, fresh soft win, 25-11, 25-19 to the Suns as well. We'll be back here with John Burton and Evan Wagner tomorrow night for Quincy Notre Dame at Southeastern.
Thanks for joining us here from Augusta, Illinois on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.